let's go through one of the turns. Action Surge. I got this damage. So as you can see, because we killed somebody, we got another action. He dead too? Yep. Wanna lose a bonus action. What our chance to hit is crazy. Yeah. Pretty chill. Hello guys, and welcome. Today we're gonna be going through the Spell Sniper Sorlock for the Darkness Party. Now, there's a lot of stuff to cover. I know I've been away for a while, guys. I'm sorry about that. Real life has been going crazy. I've started a new master's degree and work has been really tough the past week. So yeah, enough apologizing. Let's get straight to the build. I've broken it down into a lot of layers. So this build is going to be constantly evolving as we're playing the game. So minor spoiler, we're going to talk about turning into an Illithid. So if you don't want to see anything regarding that, you can just skip this video. But let's just start out with the most important thing, which is going to be our spell progression. So we're going to start out as a Warlock for the early game. Effectively, Fiend Warlock is probably the best option because it gets Fireball at level 5, whereas the other Warlocks don't get Fireball. And you can also use Hunger of Hadar at level 5. I do like the Pact of the Tome Warlock because the deepened Pact will give you an extra cast of Haste, Animate Death, Call Lightning once per long rest. So you're going to have a lot of options, right? And these are free casts, right? And you need Haste to do extra Eldritch Blasts. So if you enjoy the content, guys, please like and subscribe and let me know in the comments what you want to see for future videos. During the mid game, once you reach level 7, essentially, you go 5 levels of Sorcerer. Now you can quicken Meta Magic to do additional Eldritch Blasts and 2 levels of Warlock, and then continue building up with Warlock. What is important to note is that at level 4, you always pick the Spell Sniper feat, the first feat that you can get. So at level 9, you're going to want to get Dual Wielder. Now, you might think I'm crazy for saying that or for even doing that. But what you can actually do is you can hold both Marco Heshkir and the Spell Sparkler. You get this in Act 1, you get this in Act 3. And by level 9, you should be close to getting it. And once you do that, you're going to be able to get lightning charges every time you use a cantrip by using the Spell Sparkler. And then you're also going to be able to do Kereshka's Favor lightning and do additional lightning damage. And it's also going to give you some cool spells. So you're going to effectively be doing a lot more lightning damage with a combination of these two, because you're going to be charging up your lightning chargers so fast. So you're going to be getting the extra d8s in the damage. The reason we don't put any points into our charisma after, apart from the basic ones, and even on TFL, you don't really need to put this point here, but you should put the mirror point, is that when you transform into an Illithid, which you will do at the end of Act 2, you no longer have a need for charisma because it starts with a charisma of 18. So if you get a +2 from the mirror, then you go to 20, just plain 20. And if you're wearing, let's say, this hat right here, bright side, you go up to 22. So yeah, so late game, we're going to be turning into an Illithid. Okay, guys, so to turn your entire party into Illithids early on, at the end of Act 2, you get to, after you finish the Gauntlet of Shar, you have to try to go back to the Act 1 area. So yeah, you're going to get a prompt that you're not supposed to go. So you have to try 3 times. Yes, and then your entire party is turned into Mind Flare, and then you come here into this game over screen. Now you have to save. You should save, and then load the game. As you can see, the game saved, and then you can load it. Yeah, as you can see, so your entire party is Mind Flares now. And you can just teleport your entire party where you want to go. And yeah, now you have a party that's full of Mind Flares. And they have full Mind Flare abilities, right? And that's even permanent Mind Sanctuary. Yeah. So this is how that works. And as you can see, the point from Anti-Ethel carries over, whereas Will, that didn't have a point from Anti-Ethel, doesn't get the extra charisma. The main character does keep it. This also works for the mirror in Act 3. Five levels of Sorcerer, 2 levels of Warlock, and 3 levels of Rogue. Now, why do we get Rogue levels? This is a little bit counterintuitive, right? But if you go down the Thief Rogue, you get an extra bonus action. And if you turn into an Illithid, you get a permanent Mind Sanctuary. So effectively, what this means is that you can use your bonus actions to do actions. So you no longer need to quicken meta magic stuff. So this is not necessary anymore. So you're going to be able to haste yourself, drink a Bloodlust Elixir. So you're going to get 3 actions at this point. So that's 9 Eldritch Blasts and 2 bonus actions, which is another 6 Eldritch Blasts. And if you're wearing the... where is it? I have it in the coffee log button here. And if you're wearing the Helmet of Grid, you get an extra bonus action, so that's 18 Eldritch Blasts at level 10. Crazy. And once you get to level 12, you get 2 more levels of Fighter, and that will give you an Action Surge, which is another 3 Eldritch Blasts. So that totals for 21 Eldritch Blasts. And they're gonna be doing a lot of damage. Let me cue in a video here of the damage that they do. I wanna lose a bonus action. Do another one. For items, until you get Mark of Heskir, you can use Knife of the Undermountain to increase your crit chance, because when you get the Spell Sniper feat, you increase the chance to hit by 5%. Now if you equip this, you increase it by another 5%, and if you also equip the Deadshot, then it's another 5%. So you're going to be critting on 16 or higher. Now, let's look at items real quick. So for items, you definitely want to get the Potent Rope in Act 2. This is really important. This is going to increase your damage by 21 times 5. So that's 105 damage. Yeah, 105 extra damage if you get this rope. And if you go to 22, it's actually 6 times that. So it's 126 damage. So that's a lot of damage to miss out on. And I missed out on it. And the intro that you watched, that was without a Potent Rope. And we're gonna watch it more carefully towards the end of the video. Now, for hats, the Pyro Quickness hat can be used, and then you can hurl a fireball and then get an extra bonus action. So effectively, you're not losing out on action economy, so it's just a free fireball. But I do prefer the Helmet of Greed for the extra bonus action. But Birthright is also okay, because it's gonna give you +1 damage on every Eldritch Blast and +1 chance to hit, and you might need the chance to hit. Also, the Hat of the Sharpcaster can help you, because it helps you reroll damage dice for the spell attacks, and that's your Eldritch Blast, and you're going to be rolling 1 or 2 often, because you are adding 1d10 and 1d8. So this is going to increase your damage a little bit. Okay, yeah, we talked about the Deadshot, and anything that effectively increases your chance to hit is really useful. Now for rings, there's a few options. If you go down the Absolute Brand mark, you can get this, and you can get the Ring of the Absolute Force and get an additional thunder damage for every spell that you cast. I do like the Risky Ring a lot. You get this in Act 3, I believe, and this is going to give you advantage on all your rolls. This is really good, really useful, especially since we're going to be wearing these quick spell grabs later. And there's a very strong combination with the Coruscation Ring and Callous Glow Ring. where you radiate enemies which they are lit, and then you deal extra damage because they're lit on them. However, even if they're just illuminated by any light source, you can still do extra damage on them. So you don't need this, it's just a way to guarantee that this procs. So ideally you want to be wearing just these two together, Risky Ring and Callous Glow Ring. This is the most damage you will get, because Advantage will also let you crit more often, right? Now for amulets, there's not many good amulets for this build, so I would go for Amulet of Greater Health. So this will help you concentrate on haste. This is going to be really useful in that scenario, but I haven't found any amulets, and to be honest, I've checked even with a mod where I had a look at all the amulets. There's no amulet that can boost your damage here. And then there's the Cloak of the Weave that will increase your chance to hit and give you some resistances as a reaction. For boots, I haven't found any boots that significantly increase your damage, so I would go for Helldusk boots. You get this in Gortash's castle. Go to his quarters and you can get this. So you cannot be forcibly moved by forced spells or actions, and you ignore the effects of difficult terrain. And when you fail a saving throw, you can use your reaction to succeed in stealth, and you get a bonus action Haircrawler Blink. Pretty useful, actually. So those are my favorite boots so far in the game. Now for gloves, you have a few options. The Gemini gloves will allow you to do an additional Eldritch Blast, so you can go up to 22. However, you're gonna miss out on 21d8 from the Spell Might gloves if you do that. So is it really worth to miss out on this? Probably not. However, these gloves, you can get them at the circus, by the way, from the guy that owns the circus. Will act as some sort of mini Great Weapon Master for your spells. The problem with this is that it has -5, so you're gonna have to focus hard. And as you can see, we do focus hard, like with the Risky Ring, boosting our charisma, giving ourselves plus chance to hit. This is gonna be important. Alternatively, you can go for quick spell gloves. These are gonna be useful before you become an Illithid, because they're gonna allow you to do a quicken spell for free once per short rest. And Daredevil gloves are useful whenever your enemies come straight in your face. They also give you plus chance to hit, but the proximity thing will help you not get disadvantage whenever your enemy is in your face. So these are the items, guys. I've added everything in the Excel, so you're gonna be able to go through that. Please let me know what you think about this. I didn't go through step by step about everything, but I've noted all the important choices that you're gonna have to make below every level. So for example, early level, you wanna go Pact of the Tome. These are the options that you wanna get. The Spell Sniper feat. Then for Sorcerer, I recommend Storm Sorcery, Twin Spell, Quicken Meta Magic, Spell Sniper, then the spells here that you should be picking. And here, now for the Warlock Patron, the one thing that I probably haven't addressed properly is that you can either go for the Fiend or the old one. Now the Fiend will allow you to get access to Fireball, and whenever you kill someone, you get some temporary HP. But the old one, especially if this is going to be a crit build, right, will force your enemies to do a wisdom saving throw or get frightened. And not just the person you hit and the people around them. So towards the early game, I like Fiend, but towards the end game, I like the old one. Also, for who to pick, like for classes and races, I would definitely consider Half-Elf and Deep Gnome. Half-Elf can use shields early on. Deep Gnome has really good vision and the advantage on the saving throws, which is going to be countering the Risky Ring's effect. So you're not going to be utterly useless when you use the Risky Ring. Now for characters that you could use here, you could go for Astarion since he can be happy, and that +1 chance to hit will help you a lot. If you ever want to go bear form, you can use Halsin, and Will give you some cool items like the Infernal Rapier, which will allow you to summon a Cambion. But then again, it's not my cup of tea. This would probably be my main character if I played this. Alright, so let's go through the battle scenario. Ideally, you want to be hasted preemptively. That could either be a potion of speed or casting haste on yourself. Now, if you go down the potion of speed route, that means that you can effectively concentrate on Hex. Okay. So let's go through one of the turns. This is gonna be really fun. Now remember, we're not wearing the Portland robe, so we're gonna be doing a little bit less damage. So you get to action surge. So right now you have 18 Eldritch Blasts, 6 times 3, but if you kill one, you get to go up to 21. So let me show you how. Ah, counterspelled. Okay, so we lost 3. I got this damage. Yep. Okay, let's continue. So as you can see, because we killed somebody, we got another action. He dead too? Yep. Oh, and we could have cast Hex, so each of our Eldritch Blasts would have dealt an additional 1d6 damage, but we don't want to lose a bonus action. Because our bonus actions can be used to cast Eldritch Blasts. But our chance to hit is crazy.